I believe Peggy Reeves. Are you
Okay.
Margaret Peggy Reeves?
Well, it's Margaret is my given name. Peggy is what I go by.
Okay.
My life.
And are you employed at the animal clinic?
I am. I work there usually on the weekends. I work at UPS Monday through Friday, which is where I am now, so I could talk.
Okay. I appreciate you calling me back. What
Oh,
are you
absolutely.
employed as at the clinic?
At the clinic,
Yeah.
front desk supervisor.
And can you tell me what you were wearing that day?
What I was wearing that day. I was wearing gray scrubs with a multicolored scrub top. It was purple and yellow, orange, white, blue, and gray.
Okay. And can you go through what you recall from that date?
Okay, from start to finish.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So I was coming back from lunch, and Kelsey was talking with the client on the side, outside of the door, the Dr. Mary Jane's door. And I went over to check out and was checking the gentleman out. I overheard part of the conversation where she was telling Kelsey that she didn't want to talk to anybody, she didn't want any medicine, she didn't want any instructions, she wanted her effing dog, and she wanted to go home. And so Kelsey went back there, she talked to Dr. Mary Jane. I don't know what transpired back there. After she had left, the woman said to her partner that she wasn't paying for an FSA. And once I finished with the gentleman I was working with, I had to go back and get authorization for him to be able to charge the balance on his account. And I let Dr. Mary Jane know that, what she had said and not to bring the dog out right away until we got it settled. After that, there was she just started yelling and screaming. She tried to go back into the area when Kelsey had come back out and asked her to sign the form that she did not want any instructions or anything, so we weren't held liable if something happened to the dog because she didn't give it the proper treatment. And that's when she went ballistic, but she didn't want to sign anything. She just wanted her dog, so she stepped back over to the door that leads into... Do I need to slow down?
No, you're fine.
Okay, so she stepped back over, she started walking back towards the door that leads back into the back pharmacy area that goes to the back end of the treatment rooms where the doctors are and nurses. And she was told that she wasn't supposed to go back there. She started yelling and screaming. I was done. I went over there and I asked her, I said, ma'am, can you please come back and stand back over by where you were, or you can wait in the lobby until they get everything situated. And she told me that she wasn't going anywhere. She wanted her effing dog. And I said, ma'am, but the protocol is that nobody is allowed back here, that you have to wait up front. And that's when she got in my face, backed me up into a corner. And, I mean, you could barely slip a piece of paper between both of our faces. And I told her to back up, and she didn't. She just kept yelling and screaming. And I pushed her. I put my hands on her shoulders, and I pushed her back. And then she started coming at me again because I put my hands on her. And then they came out from behind the room, Dr. Mary Jane, or from the door that she was trying to get into. Jen was out there, TJ's mom, and she was asking her to please step back, to go back over to where she was and wait for us to do what needed to be done. And then she tried to go at Jen as well because Jen wouldn't let her through the door. After that, it was just a yelling and screaming match. The client's partner came over to her trying to calm her down. They were saying, I don't remember a lot of what was saying, something about who they were. And
can you tell me what the client was wearing?
The client was wearing a dress.
You know what color?
And I believe sandals. I can't remember what the color was. I want to say it was red, but may have been pink. I don't honestly remember.
Okay.
I know that the partner was wearing day pants and a white, I think it was a white t-shirt.
Okay, one moment.
She was kind of heavy set.
The client was?
Yes.
Okay. Alright. Alright, so let me just back up a little bit. So,
Okay.
you were in the pharmacy area where you were, correct?
Well, I was outside the pharmacy area.
Okay.
I didn't actually go back in there. I tried to keep her from going back in there, and that's when she backed me up in the corner.
So were you in between the pharmacy area door and the client?
I was on, the pharmacy door, and then her, and then I was on the other side of her.
Okay. Were you to the very back wall, I guess?
The back of the wall that goes back into the hospital area. Because when you come in, the exit door, you got the counter, and then you go to the right, and the pharmacy door is on the left, the phone room is on the right, and then the hospital is straight ahead. So I don't know if that camera picked up, any of that or not. But it's just a small little area back there.
So the pharmacy door would be to your right.
I was facing back towards the front desk, so yeah, the pharmacy door was there on the right.
And you faced towards the exit.
I'm sorry.
And you were facing the exit as well, right?
Well, at one point I was, yeah.
Okay. All right, and she pushed you back in.
Yeah, she had pushed me back in the corner. Now, when she went after Jen had come out there and she got up in Jen's face. I don't remember if she had hit her. I was behind her at that point, and tried to get her back over there. So her partner, I believe, got her back over where she was, and trying to calm her down. She might have been in front of Dr. Mary Jane's door, which is the first door that if you come in that exit door, it's straight ahead.
Yeah.
That's room number 9. So I think she was trying to. They were both yelling at each other.
Who's that? The client and her wife?
The partner and the client.
Okay.
Yeah. So they were both yelling and screaming at each other. Jen was, I believe, right next to the client, and TJ could see them from the door, from wherever they were standing, because he was trying to get the partner's attention to back him away from his mom.
So TJ came up and tried to get their attention?
Well, he was at the door trying to get their attention, so they would get away from his mother.
What door is that?
He was trying to drop. That's the exit door.
And how was he trying to get their attention?
He was jumping up and down and waving his hands and stuff. I think at one point he did come in and he may have smacked her on the arm, or I'm not sure. I do believe I remember seeing him smack her. And not long after that, they went outside and scuffled. He was just trying to get her away from his mother.
And who did he smack?
The partner in the base pants. Because at one point, I was trying to get out there to TJ to get him to back off and, just let it be handled. Because Dr. Mary Jane was on the phone just begging, the police to come before it escalated. And
so both females and TJ exited outside?
No. So before that happened, before he had come in and slapped her, I was trying to get by to get outside to TJ. Now, when I tried to get by, I remember when I tried to pass the partner, she had knocked, I don't know if it was my glass, she knocked something out of my hand, and I reached down to pick it up, and her knee hit me in the head and knocked me into the wall. And I picked it back. I stood up, and I think I stood up and then bent back down to pick it up, and it just got progressively worse after that. And then they came in the door.
You were trying to get past the client, her wife, and who else?
I was trying to get past the partner, because she was standing there at the edge of the desk, and I was on the left of her, or I was on her right, trying to get out to TJ because I saw him trying to draw attention, and I just wanted him to back off because he was concerned about his mom.
So you were trying to get outside to tell him to stop?
Yeah, to back off, just to take him in another door. We had an exit door that from the phone room that leads to outside. We generally have dogs that
And
are
when you
dangerous.
were trying to do this, who were you hit by?
I was hit by the partner.
How, like a close-handed
I don't
strike?
know that she meant to do it. I think she just moved her hand. I had dropped whatever I had in my hand, and I went down to pick it up. And when I did, her knee, it was her knee or her hand, I don't remember, knocked me into the wall. And I picked it up and I stood back up. And then it just seemed, from what I can remember, it just seems like it escalated from that point.
Okay. Then what happened?
I believe TJ came in the door and he had gotten her attention. They went outside. They rolled around on the concrete.
Who's that?
TJ and the partner.
Okay. And they were rolling around?
Well, they did. They I don't know if they tripped each other or one knocked the other down, and then they got back up. And I just remember TJ, once they got up and they were on the wall right there that faces towards the back side. It's the wall right there at the exit.
Yeah.
And there's the exit door, and then there's the phone room door. So he had her on the wall, screaming at her to stop, and next thing you know, the gun went off.
And he was screaming at her to stop?
He was screaming at her to stop.
And then what happened?
Then the shot went off.
Where were you when the shot happened?
Right behind TJ.
You were outside?
Yes, sir.
Did you see who had a firearm?
It was the one in the dress.
What kind of firearm was it?
I did not see the gun.
You did not see the gun?
I did not see the gun.
Okay. Is there any other information you'd like to add?
No, I don't believe so.
Okay. Well, I really appreciate you taking your time out of your day. We're still trying to get everything situated and make sure we do the best investigation possible. So if you have any questions or concerns, you can please give me a call back at this number.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
All right. Thank you, Ms. Reeves.
You're very welcome.
Bye.